Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bros Park. Today we have the beloved Spy Family Season 3. As always, I will be one of your hosts, Colin, and I'm always joined by...
Yours truly, Jeff. How's everybody going? I'm glad we get to see more of Lloyd's backstory.
We're finally there, dude. It's good. Yeah. It's a good telling of what he's gone through and why he is the way he is.
Yeah. So we just see the exact aftermath of what happened. Luckily, the helmet saved him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I like how he gets up because Oba-san, and the fucking store is just done. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he was lucky because that helmet ain't saving him if he had gone any closer to that store.
Yeah. So I like how the show's actually really showcasing what war really does. It's not shying away.
No, it's hitting every point, and we see him kind of go through it all, which is, again, it's a tough backstory. He's lived through a lot.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, the fire on some of the scenes could have been better, but that's just me nitpicking here and there. But anyways, his mom comes by, thankfully she's like, oh god, you're still alive, we gotta go, right? And I feel like this is so real, where he's like, we can't go, the school festival is coming up, we got that, right? And she's like, do you see that we're in any circumstance to have it? And pants everywhere, everything's broken. I can totally see from kids' point of view that he's still in shock, right, of this thing happening.
Yeah, and
I thought that was so well done.
And again, even from the kid's perspective, it's just kind of what's in front of you. There's no idea that this is happening everywhere in the city, right?
Yeah.
He even mentions later that the first bomb hit the warehouse that they were playing in, and then the restaurant, and saving, like you said, Oba-san. But regardless, he's still just thinking about the next day, this is all going to be gone, and his mom has to bring him to reality, and it's we're fucking leaving. We're going to her uncle or her brother's place or something, in another
their relatives or something.
Yeah, in the other town where I guess is further from the border or further from the war, and they just kind of up and leave everything. And
you kind of got her, right? And then they're at their place, right? And then he's like, all adults lied, they said there wasn't going to be a war, but then introspectively he's like, wait a second, I'm a liar too. I lied to my father about taking the 10 dogs. Can't next time I see him, I'm gonna explain everything to him. And I think his dad is still alive. I think he might be part of the military. There's this tinfoil hat theory.
Spoiler alert: we don't see him for the rest of the episode, but we don't ever kind of go back to that original city, because now we're in that new area where, again, for a little while there, we're safe, we're chill, we're good.
There's peace, people are playing. He's Lloyd's fishing. He actually caught a fish. He wants to give it to his mom and everything. But then,
of course, war follows everywhere you go, and he's taking the fish back to his mom to say, oh, given everything that's happening, I bet my mom would love to eat this. We haven't been able to get meat in a while. And unfortunately, the bombs hit. He trips. I feel bad for that fish. That fish was just chilling, and then all of a sudden is dumped in the middle of the street. And he realizes what's happening. I think this time it finally clicks what's going on, and he beelines it for home, right?
Well, no, the sirens ring, and he basically gets brought up with the crowd. He gets ushered with the crowd into the bomb shelter. And even in the bomb shelter, everyone's freaking the fuck out, and there's a baby crying, and someone's like, yo, shut that baby up.
Yep.
It's scary, man. Everyone's tense and everything. The bombs stop bombing, and then everyone's like, is it done? And Lloyd is the first one to go. Beelines it straight to his mom's place, or their relative's place, and boom, gone. Everything is done. Mom gone, relatives gone, and you just see him cry.
Yeah, he tried to get there before he got dragged away with
it's a good thing
into the bomb shelter. But I can understand from his perspective that he's like, oh, I could have done something if I got there, right? he's
yeah.
it's hard to see with the little kid that obviously wanted to try to save his mom but got pulled away, and now
it's more showcasing the cold hard reality of war, right? And like Lloyd is just lucky when you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard because he is lucky in that way, but it also started such a cycle and like mentality of hatred with that.
Yeah, he became a lot more jaded. He's like, all this stuff happening, it's no reason why. Like, it gives me so many reasons to pick up a gun. And then time skip, you see Lloyd like older, I guess, like not that much older, but he's more of like a teenager now.
He's middle teens. He's not 18 yet. That's all we know.
Yeah, we know he's not 18 because like he actually took someone's ID to enlist into the war. And even the guy was like, what was his name? Like Lufer?
Yeah, it was Lufard or something like that.
Luford Spoofy or something.
Yeah, and his last name was Spoofy or something.
Yeah, I know that one. And then they're basically like, he's like, "Are you 18?" He's like, "Yep. My family ID got fire." And you still see him like he's smiling perfectly and everything. So like, kind of still showcases his like early spy game, you know?
Yeah, and through that he fights on the front line and he goes through all of the different kind of tasks that he needs to, and until finally he's on a mission and he's in the woods and something hits his trap and he's alone. Something hits his trap and it turns out to be our favorite double agent, Frankie. He's caught in his trap and just trying to run from his own soldiers, I think. So they kind of, it's typical Frankie. He's like, "Hey, do you have something to eat?" And obviously Lloyd is like, "What the fuck? Like, this guy's about to die. Like, obviously no, but fine, I'll give him a cigarette." And they have a smoke and they share talks about the war, where it comes to this realization that both sides thinks the other side started it. Both sides have lost friends and family and loved ones on all accounts, and they always are pitted against each other by the governments, not from the people themselves. And through that, Lloyd gets more and more angry as he realizes that this is all quote unquote lies that Frankie's government has been telling his people, and he's about to kill Frankie after this whole conversation, until the soldiers that were chasing Frankie caught up and they shot Lloyd in the head or the side of the head where his helmet protected him again, right?
Freaking helmet, man, that thing saved the day. And like, you know, like gets passed on the ground basically, and then he's able to escape. So what I kind of liked about his meeting with Frankie is that like Frankie was actually the one that actually made Lloyd think about the whole entire situation, right? Like, why are we going to war? Like, we are all so powerless, like regarding like the diplomatic like reasons on why we go to war. Like, what can one man do, right? So like, it's just more things that like Lloyd can think about in the back of his head. So because he's able to retreat and make it back to his place, he gets put on like, you know, cooking duties because, you know, he's injured. One eye like basically bandaged up. I think his like legs too. So he's peeling onions, right? And then the crazy thing is you hear someone say, "Advisor?" Freaking, it turns out his 3 buddies from the warehouse that got bombed were alive because they actually chased after him because they were worried about him. So it's crazy.
And we see a lot of their kind of back together, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have been so angry because everyone that I thought died didn't die, and I just want to hang out with you 3 buddies again. Let's all meet up. And they basically said, "Oh, we're heading to this campaign," whichever campaign it was, but more fighting, obviously. And Lloyd says, "That's okay. When you guys get back, don't forget we're getting a beer," type idea.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're told that the campaign was poorly thought out, really rushed, and it was a complete collapse. And so obviously these 3 guys never actually made it back. And Lloyd, at that point, kind of understands that if he was in a place of power, would he be able to have stopped that? Would he be able to warn them? Would he ever even be able to get to that place of power? Would it matter? And then, lo and behold, none of it really matters. None of it matters to him anymore.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, the information, crucial information, would have been key to like help with everything. But like where he's at, not able to.
No.
He can't attain it. He doesn't even know how. So it's just, things that he beats himself over, right? But then, thankfully, the next day he's still on like, cooking duty, and there was just this random trench coat guy.
Always trench coat, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Spoofy, how's it going? And he's like, but then like Lloyd thought that he was in the military, but the guy was like, I made you think I was in the military, didn't I? It's like, oh shit, god damn.
Well, yes, but he is in the military. He just has to specify. He's like, yes, but not military police, because he talks about how he's not actually Spoofy. He's actually a Lloyd, or it doesn't actually say Lloyd, or he does. He says his actual name.
Yeah, but like his name is like blurred out. So I want to know is like, every time Lloyd's real name in this like, flashback, it's like blanked out. I want to know, is it because Lloyd himself just doesn't remember his like real name, or it's just like it's like a storytelling thing?
I think it's a storytelling thing, but again, maybe because we'll get to it later. But he his name's blacked out, and this guy says, I know who you really are. I can get you court-martialed and all this shit for impersonating. It's treason, and unless you come and work for me, well, you don't really have an option. So show up tomorrow noon. I've already talked to your commanding officer. I'm in military intelligence, and I think you have the skills to help us end the war, specifically end the war, and win it for our country. And he's like, well, I guess I don't have a choice. He shows up the next day, regular clothing, regular attire, brings all of his shit like he was instructed, and the guy's like, huh, okay, you brought everything, that's good. And he's like, yeah, I was skeptical, I checked into you, you seem legit, I'm here. And the guy's like, good, skepticism's good in this line of work. Is that all your shit? Lloyd's like, yes sir. Grabs it, throws it in the fire.
Just god damn, dude.
Done.
And like, I'd be fucking miffed, but even Lloyd was like, yeah, it's fine, I don't care anymore. Like, it's like everybody who knew who I was is pretty much dead, so it doesn't matter like what like my life was before the war, right? And like the guy's like yeah, you'll be a spy, and what is your reason for even like coming to me and joining, right? And like even Lord is just he lies it. He's he's like, can't say.
Yeah, I don't have a reason at all. And
yeah, I like how even the spy, the guy, he's like, you little liar. But like we also see before he answers like, I can't say, kids run by. So like, and if you remember from the very first episode, Lloyd's whole reasoning for becoming a spy is so he can like create a world where kids won't cry anymore. Pretty much, utilizing everything that he's been through, he wants to prevent all that from happening.
Yeah, and the military intelligence guy even said specifically, as he brought up, win the war for our country. And Lloyd says, I don't care about our country winning. I don't care about any of that. And that's where he says, oh, what's your reason? Nothing, little liar. He just wants the war to end. He doesn't care how, but he wants it to end so these children don't cry.
It's a nice way of like showing us, like it's like show don't tell. Like we can put two and two together, so it's really nice. But then like you see like I forgot her name, the lady with the like big ass hat and glasses. You see her that like, hey, I'm in charge now. I'm gonna put you guys through the ringer, and you just see Lloyd wake up, right? He's like, what the, where am I? What is this? He's like, oh, it's Lloyd's house. I was like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, and we get the little bit with Anya and Yor obviously talking about, you passed out because the bolts. And he's like, oh shit, yes, this operation's coming closer to a failure, but you made friends with Damien, right? And he's like, Anya's like, yes, of course. And he's like, okay, hold your friends close and protect your friends. And obviously he's thinking back to his friends that never made it through.
Yeah, it's also nice because Anya read his mind too, so she kind of sees it. Maybe she might not understand all of it, but she she saw it, right?
Yeah. So it is great to see more of Lloyd's backstory. I'm sure that where we got cut off with the training, we'll see even more in the future, however many episodes it may take or seasons it may take, but we'll get more and more.
Yeah, but we saw the most important part, basically Lloyd's actual backstory, which is like great. I love that.
Yeah, and this was I think the first episode that it wasn't split up into kind of like 2 parts, right?
Nah, man, nah. It was good. It was good stuff. I'm glad they didn't split it up because that would have just been weird pacing wise.
Yeah, unless you woke up halfway through and then we got like actual stuff. But I enjoyed the full episode of the backstory. It was really good, and I think it was what people wanted to see. But you know what? At the end of the day, you are the people. So let us know what you thought of this episode down below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, check out all the other series we're recapping. But until next time, thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you later. Peace.
Peace, guys.